What's going on, guys? I wanted to do a video today because I wanted to explain the process of the side hustle. I personally hate the word hustle. I don't like it, but it is something that, I think people have to do if they want to make a couple extra bucks here and there, if their job that they currently work at isn't really making enough money. So I, as a business owner, found that I needed to supplement my pay from my business with a side project, and I found that what I do works really well for me because it's not a big time investment, and also it yields a pretty decent return as long as you know what you're doing. So I wanted to explain to you what I do in detail so that way you guys can kind of get an idea of like something that you might be able to do. So my side hustle basically is buying hard to find apparel items and then reselling on eBay. eBay is my choice of sales channel just because you can sell things that are used or sell things without tags on them, and I don't go too crazy with it, but I've seen results from it, so I want to show you guys what I do. So just to give you an idea, just to show you guys that I don't have crazy investment into it. This right here is my side hustle, if you will. Got a tablet for designing, a kid robot, little vinyl toy, a couple skinny ties. This is a Giants sweatshirt, Dark Seas, white long sleeve t-shirt. I might keep that for myself. A Stussy t-shirt, which I'm pretty excited about just because I know Stussy is a pretty sought after brand, and a North Face jacket. So before going too far into it, just to give you an idea of a little bit about me, I have a screen print shop and I have a retail store, which we are in right now. I'll show you guys that. Give you a quick little tour. I'll make more videos about my shop. I don't want to dive too far into my daily life, but basically selling t-shirts, hoodies, and whatnot, stuff that we print in house, socks, skateboards, all that stuff. So that's the main business. So that I'll tell you guys more about later, but I was really wanting to focus on the side hustle just because it's something that everyone can benefit from as long as it's not taking over your life and becoming your full hustle. So selling on eBay, it's super easy. I'll probably try to include some links to how to get started selling on eBay. Basically, selling on eBay, it's pretty straightforward, but there's certain things that you should know, like how much you should list an item for, should you go to auction, or should you have a fixed price. I'm still learning all about this stuff, so if you guys have better insight than I do, then feel free to do it your way. I just want to share my experience because I made a couple bucks so far. So basically what I do is take a photograph, find how much it's selling for on eBay, and then listing that price point, that item at that price point. That's kind of like that sweet spot. So I'll show you guys what I do. So let's say, for example, this Stussy t-shirt. Show you guys. It's a pretty cool t-shirt. I bought this at a local retail closeout sale for, I think I paid $6 for it. So what you want to do is you want to go on eBay, search Stussy t-shirt or whatever your product might be, and then it'll bring listings up that have those keywords, obviously, but don't get too excited because you'll see like Stussy t-shirt $40, $50. What you need to do is you need to filter based on how much people are actually willing to pay for it. And to figure that out, you basically click, like, there's a filter at the top, and then if you scroll down towards the bottom of what you want to check off, just check off completed or sold, and that'll tell you what people are actually willing to pay. Just because eBay is a little bit different, and if you allow people to make offers on your product, you can accept an offer that's lower than the price that you originally listed at. So basically, like for example, with the Stussy T-shirt, if I wanted to list it for $45 and then accept best offers, people can send me offers of $30, $25, whatever. It will be it can be frustrating at times just because like people will offer you, $15 or $10, not really what you want to actually sell the product at. But then if you wait it out a little bit, if as long as you have the correct keywords in the title and whatnot, if you wait it out a little bit, I found that you will get an offer that might not be exactly what you want for it, but it'll be good enough. So for that T-shirt, if I paid $6 for it, I'd be willing to let it go for, the minimum price of maybe like $25, $20, and right there, you make your profit $15, $20, and the most important part about it is the time invested. So depending on how much time you want to put into this whole project, I personally think it's a good idea to spend a couple extra minutes to take a photograph. I have my DSLR here. I just finished shooting the photos actually. This was initially, an expensive purchase, but it was like $400, and there's so many reasons why you should have a DSLR. Even like shooting on my iPhone right now, use your iPhone. Cameras are good enough nowadays to shoot your own product photography, as long as you have correct lighting. Make sure you just lay it out nice. I always go by the reasonable person, standard, where it's like, if there's gonna be a shitty photo with like in the dark in a really nicely taken photo with a nice camera, nice lighting, who are you gonna buy from? You know what I mean? So all these little pieces together will ultimately, lead to a sale. So from there, you have the product. I guess some of you guys might be wondering, like, oh, where did you get that shirt for $6? You do have to look around. Pay attention to what's around you. There's I'll include a link to where I personally go, just so you know exactly what I'm doing. It's a place called Retail 101. They basically have closeouts from big brand stores. So I think this batch was from Urban Outfitters, I believe. I've seen a few Urban Outfitters pieces and then brands that Urban carries. So that's where most of their stuff is coming, and just check in once in a while and see what they're selling. Also, things like you might not have a Retail 101, but you might be able to get to the outlets nearby. There's always going to be outlets near you, most likely, depending on where you live. I don't know where you live. But I picked up a few pieces at, for example, I've done the PacSun outlet near me is going out of business, so everything was 80% off. Easy to pick up some brand name product. One thing to keep in mind, make sure you know the market that you're getting into, and you have you have to have good knowledge of the product, or else it's not going to be fun and it's not going to be easy for you. I've grown up in the retail business, so I know the brands, and as I go selling the product, I know which brands will sell better. So like, let's say for example, this Urban Outfitters purchase that I made, there's a random brands in there, so I've learned that certain brands sell better. So every time I go back now, I'm going to go look for those brands. And another thing to keep in mind for my selling in particular, one thing to kind of like lessen the risk a little bit, I try to buy stuff that could potentially fit me, just so that if it doesn't sell, I get to keep it and I get a new T-shirt or new hat or whatever. So keep that in mind too, because especially when you're getting started, you don't want to fill your closet up with like a bunch of shit that won't fit you. So I think that's a good thing to keep in mind. And then from there, you have the product listed, where to get it from, Retail 101. Yeah, I mean, from there, just keep growing, learn the business more. That's what I'm doing. And it eventually, I've earned approximately $2,000 in the past 2 months, and I've just started. So it's a good way to get started with small things like that, and then as you learn the markets a little bit better, what people want, like for example, around Christmas time, if you want to sell stuff, maybe you buy it in June or something. You buy close out Christmas stuff and then save it for December. That's just me thinking out loud right now. But there are ways for you guys to make money, and I want to make sure that you guys, have as specific as possible ways to do it. A lot of people out there right now, are promising, $100,000 and working 4 hours a week or something. You know what I mean? But I want to give you guys specific details on how I do it. So I'll include as many links as I can in the description, and hopefully you guys can get started on a side project yourself. This is my first video, so I plan on doing more of these just because I want to show you guys how to hustle, if you will, and I want to give you guys insight into my life and how I started my own business and how my side hustle eventually became my full-time job, and now my full-time job, I have another side hustle to that. So it's like I want to share with you guys what I've been doing, So subscribe, and I'll keep you guys updated with new things, new thoughts, new ways to make money, and I hope you guys subscribe and follow along. Peace.